Hey guys, it's Adrienne from adrienneheart.com, back with the next part of our mini series with our healthy holiday weight loss. And I want to leave you with some tips today, some really easy ones. Um, okay, I got two of them for you. Number one is your foundation, right? So I don't even need to go there. Your house, it's got to have a foundation. You've got to have solid ground to stand on. And we can't really expect our bodies to do their job if they're missing a key component. So we know that our bodies are supposed to have water. It would be completely ridiculous to go without water for a couple days. It could even kill us, right? So, what about other fundamentals like vitamin D? So, we know that we're made to be in the sun, but we don't really do that anymore in 2020. So, what we notice is that a lot of people get sick in the fall and in the winter. So, that's coincidentally when our vitamin D levels naturally drop. So, if you are not sporting a tan, then you're most likely functionally deficient in vitamin D. So that is a really easy thing to ask your doctor when you get your annual blood work. Just be like, run my vitamin D and make sure that you're in the safety zone. People who have deficient or almost non-existent levels of vitamin D can have all kinds of problems, all the way down to seizures. I mean, that's how serious it gets. Like, nothing works if we don't have these certain foundations that are essential to working every one of our systems. Now, I'm not a doctor and I'm not telling you to take vitamin D, but I'm going to tell you that I take vitamin D all year round unless I go in the sun. So, for instance, if I go in the sun that day, then I skip my vitamin D. Other than that, I just take it every single day, and I certainly make sure that the rest of the people in my household do as well. One of the nice things is that vitamin D is super cheap. I mean, really cheap. So for this bottle, I think it's like $9 or $11. It's a year supply. A year supply, okay? So you can afford it. The nice thing about vitamin D is that it's going to help you not just feel better and look better and everything to work better, but it's great for your metabolism too. Now be careful, because you can have too much vitamins. Any one of them, if you have too many, could be poisonous, except for vitamin C, which will find its way out. So I encourage you, if you're not doing the vitamin D, do that. Not only is there tons of information about the death rates with people with particular viruses and vitamin D, and how when they're deficient, they're significantly more likely to not survive certain viruses. So that's one thing. But more pertaining to this topic, our healthy holiday weight loss, why do all that work to try to lose weight if we're missing one of the most foundational things that it could be standing in our way? So sometimes people say, like, I'm doing everything right and I'm just not losing. Well, there's two things there. One could just be deficiencies. You literally do not have in your body what it takes to metabolize things properly. So, I mean, you could look into B vitamins and other things, but start with your vitamin D for sure. But check that out. Like, just type it into good old Google, be like weight loss and vitamin D, and you'll find out. It is essential and it is so easy. The second thing that is my healthy holiday tip for this episode, cooking shows. Yo, what? I get so hungry when I watch cooking shows. And I really like to, because they're not stressful, they're not dramatic. I don't have to think about them later. They don't steal any of my energy, but whoa, I will be watching that show and being like thinking inventory in my house. All right, where did I hide the good stuff? Because I hide all the good stuff. If my husband comes home with some treats and things, I, just hide it all around so that it's not in plain sight. And I don't mean like hide it where it can't be found, but certainly not going to leave it on the kitchen table so that I can, test my willpower every time I walk by. No, I just tuck it away in a drawer or a cabinet. So that's actually a huge tip right there. Don't leave stuff out. If you have a box of Tasty Cakes out on the kitchen table, like, try to make them last for the rest of the day. That's ridiculous. No, just hide them. Just put them away. If you need to have snacks purchased at the grocery store, but you don't have a good place to hide them in your house, leave them in the trunk of your car. Believe me, when it's late at night and you're watching TV, you're like, do I want it that bad that I'm going to put shoes on? Probably not. I can live without it. I'll just make another cup of tea or have some more water. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, got cut off. So yeah, hide your food from yourself. Do you love that tip? Hide it around the house or hide it in the trunk of your car. Now, this might seem desperate and ridiculous, but if we're struggling with our weight, as many of us can be during the holiday season, is it really that ridiculous to help encourage our self-control by not leaving temptations? I mean, think about if your kid, are you going to say, oh no, you can only have one piece of candy per day after Halloween, and then you're just going to leave the whole bowl of candy right out on the dining room table? Does that even seem fair? Would you really even expect them to be able to have that much willpower? Why do you expect yourself to be able to have that much? So take things and put them out of sight. Secondly, or it was supposed to be the first thing, or the third thing, whatever. Cooking shows. Cooking shows make you super hungry. So just don't watch them. Even though it's really good content, I think, because it's lighthearted and I do enjoy watching cooking and baking shows, I just don't understand how you're going to not get hungry when you're watching them serve up all that delicious food. And they're describing it, and it's just the right temperature, and it's tender, and it's juicy, and it's savory, and it's delicious. Yeah, I know. I'm already hungry just talking about it. So cooking shows, guys. What if you could stop watching cooking shows and just cut back on like 1,000 calories a week just from not watching food shows? You ever go to the doctor's office, or I always say the doctor's office because it's one of the only places I see TV, because I have Netflix or whatever. I have Hulu, Netflix, whatever. But I rarely will watch just like the regular Channel 6. The gym. It's on at the gym. So the gym, the doctor's office. That's when I usually see regular TV and regular news. And always there is a cooking show on. And it amazes me. These people are, really huffing it out at the gym. And like, who can even resist that food? I mean, you're just sitting there watching this cooking show, and they're going to probably go and eat all those calories they just burned off. It just seems silly. So cooking shows, even commercials, like a fast food commercial can make me so hungry. And I've essentially given up fast food, but like a Wendy's commercial, it's talk about hypnotizing. Guys, tell me the truth. Have you ever watched a fast food commercial and then left the house to go get it? And now they even deliver it? Holy crap, that's dangerous. When I lived a lot closer to fast food, it was so dangerous. I was 2 miles from a Wendy's. I was like, why cook, For real. That was the old me. Why cook? There's Wendy's. I don't even understand. So anyway, new me says cooking shows, food commercials, not helpful. Keeping snacks on the counter, not helpful. Keeping a dish of candy out in the open, not helpful. So use your good common sense and love yourself. Hide the snacks from yourself because you love yourself. Turn off the silly cooking shows because you love yourself, because you want to look in the mirror and like yourself and say, I feel good about who I am. And I feel good about the way I treat my body. And I feel good about the content that I consume. And I feel good about the food that I buy. And I don't ever feel guilty about indulging because I don't do it all the time. These are the thoughts that we want to get into our minds. Weight loss is not even a helpful word, really. Weight loss. Like, we don't want to lose anything. Some people have a fear of losing anything. So I like to say, let's let go of weight that no longer serves us. That is your right to do. Okay. Love you guys. See ya.
Before I go, I just want to say thank you for spending your time with me. As we change into a healthier version of ourselves, we can feel a sense of loss of our old identity, and fear that the people we surround ourselves with will reject us for changing. It can feel lonely and frustrating, like no one understands. When I started getting healthy, I wasn't getting much support from friends and family, so I started looking online. I came across so many radical, all or nothing approaches. I felt judged, alone, and even ashamed. If you can relate to this overwhelm and you like the idea of striving for excellence, not perfection, then you have found a safe place with this podcast. If this message speaks to you and you feel it could encourage someone you know, please share it with them. Remember to hit subscribe, and until next time, be well, because living healthy doesn't have to be hard, and we don't have to do it alone. I'll see you on the next one. In the meantime, shine brightly.